Captain Jung Kim stood tall on the bridge of his ship. His dark eyes never left the main screen. On it, a strange ship fell toward moon base Serenity. The alien craft looked like nothing humans had ever seen before. It was black as night with glowing stripes that reminded Jun of a tiger. "All hands ready," Jun said into his comm. His voice was calm, but his heart raced. "We don't know what we're dealing with." Lieutenant Sue Park looked up from her station. As the team's expert on alien life, she was both scared and excited. "Captain, sensors show one life form on that ship. It's still alive." Sergeant Ta Han checked his weapon. "Should we shoot it down?" Jun shook his head. "No. Our orders are clear. We need to see what it is first. We need its technology." The alien ship hit the moon's surface with a crash that sent dust flying high. Jun's team put on their spacesuits and took a shuttle down to the crash site. The moon was quiet and empty around them. Only their breathing and the soft hiss of air in their suits broke the silence. The crashed ship's door was open. Inside, the air was breathable but smelled strange, like burnt metal and something sweet. "Look at this," Sue said, pointing to the walls. They were covered with what looked like living circuits, pulsing with light. "This is years ahead of our tech," Ta whispered. "Maybe hundreds of years." They moved deeper into the ship. In the center room, they found what they were looking for. A large pod made of clear material held a being unlike any they had seen before. It looked partly like a human and partly like a tiger. It stood at least 7 feet tall, with orange and black stripes that glowed under its skin. "Is it dead?" Tai asked, raising his gun. As if in answer, the creature's eyes snapped open. They were bright yellow with black slits. Too human, too aware. What happened next shocked them all. The creature spoke in perfect Korean. "I have learned your language from your broadcasts," it said. Its voice was deep and smooth. "You may call me a Horangi." "What do you want?" Jun asked, keeping his weapon ready. The alien's mouth formed what might have been a smile. Its teeth were white and sharp. "My kind hunts other species. We always have. We find worlds with life and test them. I am the first. I check if you are worth hunting." Sue stepped forward. "We don't want to fight you." "It does not matter what you want," the Horangi said. "What matters is if you can survive. My people will come soon. They are hungry." Before they could ask more, the alien fell back into its pod, eyes closing. The lights on its skin dimmed. Jun called Earth Command right away. The orders came back clear: contain the threat. For 3 days, they built a special prison beneath the moon's surface. They used the strongest materials humans had ever made. The walls were lined with phase-locked alloys that no known force could break. On the 4th day, they moved the still sleeping Horangi to its new home. It never woke as they locked it away in the dark. "Will this hold it?" Ta asked as they sealed the final door. Jun looked at the monitor showing the alien sleeping in its cell. "It has to." Sue wasn't so sure. "What if it wakes up?" "Then we'll deal with it," Jun said. "But for now, the tiger is buried deep where it can't hurt anyone." As they left the moon base, Jun looked back one last time. He couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning of something much bigger. What none of them saw was the faint smile that formed on the sleeping alien's face after they left. A smile that promised this story was far from over. 6 months passed. Captain Jung Kim was back on Earth at Seoul Defense Command. He tried to forget about the tiger-like alien they had locked away on the moon. But at night, he still dreamed of those yellow eyes. Jun sat at his desk, looking at reports. Suddenly, all the alarms in the building began to scream. Red lights flashed. People ran. "Captain Kim to the command center," a voice called over the speakers. Jun ran to the large room filled with screens and worried faces. General Du stood in the center, his face pale. "Moon base Serenity has gone dark," the general said. "We lost all contact an hour ago." Jun felt cold fear in his stomach. The alien. The general nodded slowly. The last message we got was strange. Just 3 words. The tiger smiles. June wasn't surprised when they called in Dr. Min-yoon. She was Korea's best expert on alien minds. She was also Jung's old girlfriend. Things had ended badly between them 2 years ago. Min walked into the room with her head high. Her black hair was cut short now. She looked at June for only a second before turning to the screens. "Tell me everything about this Horangi," she said. After hearing the story, Min frowned. "I think these aliens might feed on fear as well as flesh. The fact it learned Korean instantly suggests it can read minds." "We need to see what happened at the moon base," Jun said. The next day, Jun led a team back to the moon. Min came too, though neither of them was happy about it. The base was dark when they arrived. They had to use their suit lights to see. "The air is still good," Ta said, checking his tools. "Power's out, but life support has backup systems." They moved carefully through the empty halls. There was no blood, no signs of fighting. It was as if everyone had simply walked away. "The prison level is below," Jun said, pointing to a heavy door. It took 3 of them to open it without power. The stairs down were dark. Their lights showed footprints in the dust, going both up and down. Many feet had walked here recently. The prison door was open. Not broken, just open, as if someone had used the right code. Inside, the special cell was torn apart. The walls that no force should break were ripped like paper. "Look," Min whispered, pointing to the wall. Words were scratched deep into the metal. "Thank you for the burial. It made me stronger." "How is that possible?" Tai asked. "Those walls were the strongest material we have." Min moved to a computer that still had some battery power. She played the last security video. They watched in horror as the sleeping alien's body began to change. Its muscles grew. Its claws lengthened. Then its eyes opened, yellow and bright. The Horangi stood up slowly and stretched. It looked directly at the camera and smiled. Then, with one easy motion, it punched through the wall that should have held it for 100 years. "What happened to the base staff?" Jun asked. They found the answer in the main control room. More words were scratched into the wall. "They are with me now, learning as I learned them." "It took them," Min said. "But why? And where?" Suddenly, all the screens in the room turned on at once. The face that appeared made them step back. It was the Horangi, but it looked different now. More human. Its smile was wider. "Hello, Jum Kim," it said. "I've been waiting for you to return." The screens went dark again. In the silence that followed, they heard something moving in the hallway outside. Something big. "We need to leave," Jun whispered. "Now." As they ran back to their ship, Jun knew one thing for sure. The hunt had begun. Jun, Min, and Ta barely made it back to their ship. As they took off from the moon, they saw something moving on the surface below, a shape that ran on all 4s, fast as a rocket. The Horangi watched them leave. 2 days later, Earth's first space station exploded. 300 people died. The next day, a satellite weapon system turned on its makers, firing at cities before it was shut down. Then 3 more bases on the moon went silent. "It's testing us," Min said in the war room. Maps and screens covered the walls, each showing another attack. "The Horangi is learning how we fight." General Du nodded. "And it's sending signals to its home world. We track them. We have less than 30 days before more of them arrive." Jun stood up. "Then we need to stop this one now." Min looked at the data on her tablet. "I've been studying the video from the moon. The Horangi absorbed something from the people it took. Not just their bodies, but their minds too." "So it's getting smarter?" Tai asked. "Yes," Min said, "but that might be its weakness too. It's becoming more human the more it learns about us." Earth's leaders made Jun and Min the heads of a special team. Their job: find and kill the Horangi before its friends arrived. They called the team Tiger Hunters. For 2 weeks, they chased the alien across space. It always stayed one step ahead, as if it knew their plans. It hit fast, then disappeared. "It's playing with us," Jones said one night as they sat in their ship. "Like a cat with a mouse." Min looked tired. She hadn't slept much since the hunt began. "I think it's alone and scared too. That's why it took those people. It needed to understand us." June laughed without humor. "It's killed hundreds. Don't feel sorry for it." "I don't," Min said, "but we need to understand it to beat it." Their chance came when the Harangi attacked an old space station that had been empty for years. This time, they were ready. They surrounded the station with ships. "We have it trapped," Ta said, checking the screens. "No way out this time." June, Min, and Ta led a team onto the station. They wore special suits that hid their body heat and thoughts. Min had designed them based on what they knew about the Harangi. The station was dark and cold. They moved carefully through empty halls. At the center of the station, they found what the Harangi had come for: an old computer core with star maps. "It's planning where to run next," June whispered. A voice spoke from the shadows. "Not running. Planning where to meet my family." The Harangi stepped into the light. It looked even more changed now. It stood upright like a human, but was still covered in glowing stripes. Its face was a mix of human and tiger. Min stepped forward. "We can talk. We can find peace between our kinds." The Harangi laughed. It sounded like metal grinding. "Peace? Your kind knows nothing of peace. You fight wars over dirt and ideas. We're more than that," Min said. "Yes," the Harangi agreed, surprising them. "You are more interesting than most prey. That's why I've enjoyed this game." It moved faster than they could see. 3 soldiers fell before they could fire a shot. Tad was thrown against a wall so hard his suit cracked. June pushed Min behind him and fired his weapon. The blast hit the Harangi in the chest, but it only smiled wider. "Run," June told Min. "Get to the ship. I'll hold it here." "Not without you," she said. The Harangi watched them, its head tilted like a curious cat. "Your love for each other. It makes no sense when survival is at stake." June looked at the station's control panel. He had one last idea, a desperate one. "Sometimes," June said, "love is survival." He fired at the reactor controls. Red lights flashed. A voice announced, "Core meltdown in 60 seconds." The Harangi's smile faded for the first time. "Core meltdown in 50 seconds." The Harangi looked at June with new eyes. Not angry, but impressed. "Clever prey," it said. June grabbed Min's arm. "Move." They ran as the station shook around them. They dragged Todd between them. The other soldiers were already dead. Core meltdown in 30 seconds. They reached their small ship and threw themselves inside. Min jumped to the controls while June strapped Ta down. The engines roared to life. "It's following us," June shouted, looking at the screens. The Harangi ran through the station toward them. It moved like water, fast and smooth. Core meltdown in 10 seconds. Their ship pulled away just as the Harangi reached the dock. For 1 second, June looked into those yellow eyes through the window. Then the station exploded in a ball of blinding light. The blast wave hit their ship hard. They tumbled through space, spinning out of control. Min fought with the controls until they steadied. "Did we kill it?" Tai asked weakly. His arm was broken, and blood ran from a cut on his head. June watched the burning pieces of the station floating in space. "I think we did." 3 days later, scientists confirmed that they found pieces of the Harangi in the wreckage. Strange cells that didn't burn up completely. The world leaders breathed easier. People celebrated in the streets. June was made an admiral for his bravery. But Min wasn't celebrating. She studied the alien cells day and night. "Something isn't right," she told June in her lab. "These cells are still alive. They're changing." June looked through her microscope. The tiny orange and black cells moved slightly, like they were breathing. "What does it mean?" he asked. Min's face was serious. "I think we didn't kill it. I think we just broke it into pieces." Before June could answer, alarms sounded across the base. A soldier ran into the lab. "Admiral, small objects are hitting Earth's southern half. Hundreds of them." The objects were like small meteors. They hit in Africa, Australia, and South America. At each spot where they landed, something strange happened. Plants died. Animals ran away. And a strange orange and black mold began to grow. "It's the Harangi," Min said as they watched videos from the impact sites. The explosion scattered it across space. Now the pieces are finding each other again. June felt cold fear in his stomach. "We need to collect every piece and lock them away. Separate them so they can't come together." For a week, teams in special suits gathered the alien material. They put each piece in a strong box. The boxes were taken to a special place built in the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench. June stood on the ship as they lowered the last container into the water. Far below, a facility waited. It had walls made of new materials even stronger than what they used on the moon. Each piece of the Harangi would be kept in its own room, far from the others. "Will this work?" Min asked, standing beside him. "It has to," June said. "We buried it once and failed. This time, we're burying it 7 miles under the sea." As the last container disappeared beneath the waves, June felt he could finally breathe again. Earth had 20 more days before the Harangi's family arrived. 20 days to prepare their defenses. That night, people all over the world had the same dream. They saw a tiger swimming up from dark waters. Its stripes glowed in the black depths, and on its face was a wide, knowing smile. The second burial had begun, but the story was far from over. 2 weeks passed. Earth prepared for war. New weapons were built to fight the Harangi aliens. Big guns that could shoot into space. Special suits that could protect soldiers from alien attacks. Admiral Jun Kim worked day and night. He rarely slept. When he did, the tiger waited in his dreams. One evening, Min came to his office. She looked tired too. "You should rest," she said. Jun shook his head. "No time. The alien fleet will be here in 6 days." Min sat down across from him. "Remember when we used to talk about other things, before all this?" Jun smiled a little. "You mean when we were together?" "Yes," Min said. "I've been thinking about that lately." They talked late into the night. Old hurts began to heal. In a world that might end soon, old fights seemed small. But as they grew closer, the dreams got worse. "I had the tiger dream again," Jun told Min the next morning. It was swimming up through dark water. Min's face went pale. "I had the same dream." They soon learned they were not alone. All around the world, people reported dreams of a tiger swimming up from the deep, always smiling, always coming closer. "It's in our heads," Min said. "The Harangi is reaching out to us with its mind." That same day, strange things happened at sea. Ships reported seeing lights under the water. Fish died by the thousands. And deep in the ocean, sensors picked up movement near the facility where the Harangi pieces were kept. "Send a submarine," Jun ordered. "I need to know what's happening down there." The submarine reached the ocean floor a day later. Its lights showed the facility still standing. No damage could be seen from outside. "We're going in," the submarine captain reported. The cameras followed the crew as they entered the underwater base. The halls were empty. The security systems were still on. Everything looked normal. Then they opened the rooms where the Harangi pieces were kept. Every container was empty. "How is this possible?" Jun asked, watching the video feed. Those containers were made to hold anything. The submarine crew checked the security videos. What they saw made no sense. In each room, at the exact same time, the pieces of the Harangi had simply vanished. They had passed through the solid walls like ghosts. The last video showed something even stranger. All the pieces came together in the main hall. They flowed like water, forming a body. The Harangi stood whole again, bigger and stronger than before. It looked directly at the camera. It reached out and touched the lens almost gently. "Thank you for the second lesson," it said. Then the video went dark. "Get that submarine out of there now," June ordered. But it was too late. On the live feed, they saw the submarine crew turn to look at something off-camera. Their faces showed pure fear. Then the feed cut out completely. That night, no one dreamed of the tiger. The dreams stopped because there was no need for them anymore. The Harangi was awake. It was free. "What do we do now?" General Du asked in the silent command room. June looked at Min. She had been studying the alien since the beginning. She knew it best. "We need to understand why it's doing this," Min said. "It's not just hunting us. It's testing us. Like it said on the station, we're interesting prey to it." June nodded slowly. "Then we need to be more than prey. We need to surprise it." As they spoke, all the screens in the room suddenly turned on by themselves. On each one was the same image. The Harangi, now looking almost human except for its glowing stripes and yellow eyes. "Hello, old friends," it said with that too wide smile. "Did you miss me? Did you miss me?" The Harangi asked from every screen. No one in the command room spoke. Soldiers raised their guns, though there was nothing to shoot. June stepped forward. "What do you want?" The Harangi tilted its head. Its face looked more human now, but those eyes were still all tiger. "I want to talk," it said. "Just talk. No more running. No more hiding." "After you killed all those people?" June asked. "After you took the submarine crew?" The Harangi's smile faded a little. "They are not dead. Not as you understand it. They are part of me now. Their minds live in mine." Min pushed past June. "Why are you doing this? Why hunt us?" "At last, the right question," the Harangi said. "I have a new name now. Call me Ha. I took it from your mind, Min Yoon. I hope you don't mind." Min looked shocked to hear the alien use her family name. "I've learned much from your burials," Ha said. "The first taught me your fear. The second taught me your cleverness. Now I must teach you something." The screens changed. They showed a fleet of ships moving through space. They looked like the first ship that crashed, but bigger, much bigger. "My family comes in 5 days," I said. "They are not just hunters. They are judges." "Judges of what?" General Du demanded. "Of whether you live or die as a species," He answered simply. "For 1,000,000 years, we have tested other life forms. Those who prove themselves become our allies. Those who fail become our food." The room was silent. June felt cold despite the warm air. "And how do we prove ourselves?" Min asked. Ha's face filled the screens again. "Defeat me before they arrive. Show them you are strong and smart enough to be worth more than a meal." The screens went black. A second later, they came back to normal, showing the usual maps and data. "Was that real?" someone asked. Min was already at a computer. "The alien ships are real. Our long-range sensors confirm it. They'll be here in 5 days." General Du slammed his fist on the table. "This has to be a trick. It's trying to distract us from the real battle." But June wasn't so sure. He had looked into Ha's eyes. He had seen something there. Not just hunger, something like hope. "What if it's telling the truth?" June said. "What if this whole time, we've been taking a test?" Min nodded slowly. "It fits. The way it's been studying us. The way it keeps coming back stronger after each defeat." "So what do we do?" Tai asked. His arm was still in a cast from the space station fight. "How do we defeat something that can walk through walls and survive explosions?" Min was quiet for a moment. Then she looked up with bright eyes. "We use what we know about it. It's changing, becoming more human as it learns from us. How does that help? General Du asked. Because it's not just learning our technology or our fighting skills, Min said. It's learning our emotions too, our connections. June understood suddenly. You think we can use that against it? Min nodded. It's taken human minds into itself. Human hearts. It may be feeling things it never felt before. For the next 2 days, they made a plan. Not a plan of guns and bombs. Those had failed twice. This would be something new. They would set a trap for Ha, but not the kind it expected. As June looked at their work, he wondered if they were being clever or foolish. Could you really fight an alien with human feelings? 3 days before the fleet would arrive, they were ready. June sent a message into every computer system on Earth, knowing He would see it. We accept your challenge. Meet us at the top of Mount Hala in Korea. Come alone. Mount Hala stood tall on Jeju Island. It was the highest mountain in Korea. Snow covered its top even though it was spring. The air was cold and clear. June, Min, and Ta waited at the top. Around them, hidden in the rocks and trees, were 50 soldiers with special weapons. The weapons would not kill Ha, but they might slow it down long enough. Will it come? Tai asked. Looking at the sky, the sun was starting to set. It will come, Min said. She held a small box in her hands. Inside was their best hope, a device she had made from studying the Horani cells. June checked his watch. 2 more days until the fleet arrives. The wind picked up, blowing snow around them. Then suddenly, the wind stopped. The air grew warm. The snow at their feet began to melt. It's here, Min whispered. They did not see Ha arrive. One moment they were alone. The next it stood before them. It looked even more human now. If not for the glowing stripes under its skin and those yellow eyes, it might have passed for a tall man. You chose an interesting place, he said, looking around at the mountain. A sacred place to your people. This mountain has been special to Koreans for thousands of years, Min said. It connects heaven and earth in our old stories. Ha smiled. I know. I have the memories of your people inside me now. June stepped forward. You said we need to defeat you to prove ourselves worthy. We're ready. I looked at the soldiers hiding in the rocks, with guns and bombs again. You've tried that twice. I thought you might have learned. We have learned, Min said. She opened the box in her hands. Inside was not a weapon but a small glowing ball. It pulsed with light that matched the stripes on his skin. What is this? He asked, looking curious. A connection, Min said. We made it from your cells. It can link your mind directly to ours. All of ours. Has eyes widened. You want to join with me. Become like me. No, Jun said. We want you to understand us. Really understand us. Not just our fears or our fighting skills, but everything that makes us human. For the first time, he looked unsure. Why would you want this? Because we think you're changing, Min said. You're becoming more like us the more you learn. And we want your people to see that humans are worth more than food. He was quiet for a long time. Then it reached for the glowing ball. Very well. One final test. As its fingers touched the ball, bright light flashed across the mountain. Soldiers fell to their knees. June felt a strange pulling in his mind, like someone opening a door that had always been closed. And then he could feel everyone around him. The soldiers, Ta, Min, all their thoughts and feelings flowed into him. But strongest of all was Ha. Its mind was vast and ancient, filled with stars and worlds Jun had never seen. Ha roared in pain or surprise. Its body began to change, shifting between human and tiger forms, as if it couldn't decide what to be. What have you done? It growled. Min stepped closer to it, even as Jun tried to pull her back. We've shown you what makes us strong, not our weapons or our walls. Our connections to each other. Ha fell to its knees, its yellow eyes locked with Min's. So much feeling. How do you bear it? We bear it together, she said. He reached out suddenly, Its claws extended toward Min's throat. June jumped between them without thinking. The claws went deep into his chest. June fell, blood spreading across his uniform. Min screamed and dropped to her knees beside him. Through his fading vision, June saw her standing over them. Its face showed something new. Not hunger, not anger, confusion, and perhaps regret. June lay on the cold ground of Mount Hala. Blood soaked his uniform. Min held his hand tight, tears falling down her face. "Stay with me," she whispered. "Please." Hess stood over them. Its body kept changing. One moment tiger, the next human. Its mind was filled with new feelings. The connection with the humans had changed it. For the first time in its long life, it felt something strange. Regret. "This was not the test I expected," Hess said softly. Min looked up at the alien with anger in her eyes. "You've taken enough from us. Don't take him too." He tilted its head, thinking. Then it knelt beside June's body. "I have learned much from humans. Your fear, your cleverness. But today I learned something new." "What's that?" Tai asked, his gun pointed at Hez's head, though they all knew it would do no good. "Sacrifice," Hez said. "This man gave his life for another. No species I have ever hunted does this." Ha placed a hand on June's wound. The stripes on its skin glowed brighter. Energy flowed between them, orange and black light moving from Ha into June. June gasped. Color returned to his face. The wound began to close. "What are you doing?" Min asked in wonder. "Giving back," Ha said. "Something else I learned from you." When it removed its hand, June's wound was gone. He sat up, touching his chest in disbelief. "Why?" June asked. "Because now I understand," he said. Its body settled into a form that was mostly human but with tiger stripes glowing beneath the skin. Humans bury their dead with care, not fear. You bury your weapons hoping never to use them. You even bury your anger to make peace. It stood and looked to the sky. "My family will be here tomorrow. They expect to find weak prey or worthy fighters. Instead, I will show them something new." That night, as June recovered in a tent on the mountain, Min stayed by his side. He sat outside, looking at the stars. "Do you think its people will listen?" June asked. Min shrugged. "I don't know. But something has changed in Ha. It's not just the hunter anymore." The next day, the sky filled with lights. Great ships, like the one that had first crashed with Hay inside, appeared above Earth. They were huge and dark with glowing stripes. People around the world watched in fear. Ha stood on the mountain top and sent out a call that all could hear in their minds. It told its people to come down and see. 3 tall figures appeared on the mountain. They looked like Ha used to look, more tiger than human. They spoke in deep voices that made the air shake. "You failed to prepare this world for harvest," one said to Ha. "They still live." "They should not be harvested," he replied. "They have something we need." "What could prey offer hunters?" another asked. I looked at June and Min. "A different way. A better way." The alien leaders were angry at first. In their long history, no scout had ever defended prey. But he showed them everything it had learned. The connection, the sacrifice, the strange strength that came from human bonds. As the sun set on that final day, the great ships still hung in the sky. But they did not attack. Instead, one by one, they moved away from Earth. All except one. "Some will stay to learn," he told June and Min. "As I have learned. The rest will return when they are ready." June looked up at the ship that remained. "And you? Will you stay too?" Ha smiled. It was still a tiger's smile, but no longer frightening. "I was buried twice on this world," it said. "Each time I came back changed. This is now my home too." As darkness fell, humans around the world looked up at the stars. For the first time, they knew they were not alone. And for the first time, the stars did not seem so cold.